Oh, when we're going to a store, we always create a folder that we can take with us that has the store's name, their vendor number, and the address for the store. And then we keep all of the papers and the cards that we use during the cert. Usually, if we're doing several stores in the same day, then we reuse the level 3 card and the benefit reversal card several times. But we just leave the hot card, and if we do a lock card, we leave it in here. So that when we're checking it the next day, we know which card was with each store. So then when we get back, you can look in store the next day to make sure that everything that you did that day was captured in the claim file and the claim file was processed correctly. So just go to the claim file query of Solutran or store and put in their vendor ID, and that's why we write it on here so it's easy to see. And we can look up the store. This store was switching from an old system to a new system, so they sent in 2 claim files. This is the one that's going to have the transactions that we did. And we can see that there was the benefit reversal, the hot card, and then we also did another test to make sure that it did lock the hot card, and so that one shows up as the 14 and locking the card was the 13. So like for this one, for the benefit reversal one, we can look and we can see that we bought the Cheerios and that cantaloupe. We can see that it was trying to take $1 off, but the cantaloupe was going to cost $2, and so those were the things that we reversed in that transaction. And then the transaction that we did was for the beans, and so we can see that it did send us the beans and that the claim processed and everything went through correctly. That's what we check in SOAR. To check that the hot card was done correctly, we can go to the ICU. I guess this part we could cut out. Okay, and then we can put the card in. We need to change the settings. Since we did use production cards because we do want to test it in production mode to make sure everything is working just as if a participant was to go to the store. So even the hot card that we used yesterday was cards that we entered as being hot cards from our MIS system, so it was the same as if somebody had hot carded a card in the clinic. So let's see right now. And the items that we bought, we just do those like we do compliance buys. So the items, or the can of beans that we bought, we brought that back with us and we'll turn it in for donations. If you go to the miscellaneous tab in the ICU, you can look and you can see that the card was hot carded on 10/18 and it gave it the 255 for the reason code for that hot card. So we can see that they did it correctly. Since we're going to want to use this card another time when we go to another store, we'll just clear this section and then update, and now that card is no longer hot carded, so we can reuse it. Alright, thanks.